What up, what up? Say so, G. Back with another top, back with another video. Back with another topic, back with another video. I'm trying to articulate myself a lot better here, so we'll see how things go. So the title of this video is going to be, and I may title this a little bit differently, but we'll see what happens. So the premise of this video is going to be, women are being fired and men can't save them. It's a real thing, y'all. It really is, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about it for a little bit. Got my coffee here. So we're definitely going to have the conversation, all right? So admin notes. Thanks again to all the subscribers that have subscribed to my channel. I endeavor to keep pushing these videos out to give you leverage to better yourselves. So it's been a while since I've been up here. Well, about 2 days. It was Valentine's Day weekend, so I decided to take my wife out of town. And it just wasn't conducive for me to create videos. During that time, I wanted to spend quality time with my wife, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to apologize for not making videos, but it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll make some announcements, in the future on my community tab when it comes to me not making videos. I know folks be looking forward to me making videos every single day, but this weekend with just me and wifey, we just chilling, you know what I'm saying? But I want to talk about this topic because within the last 2 weeks, I would say, and I've actually made some videos to talk about this particular topic, but I've seen a lot of videos of women complaining, crying, being hysterical about losing their job, right? And it's mainly Black women, right? And I'm not saying that, that all demographics are not affected by this, because I'm pretty sure they are. But the videos I've seen recently have been mainly Black women. I think I've seen 2 videos that were white women that were complaining and being upset about losing their job. But I would say probably about 80% of the videos I've seen have been mainly Black women. And it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like this DEI thing, when it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion. I know I had messed it up at one point on one video, so my apologies. I know E stands for equity, but for me to not think that some of these women are DEI hires, I'd be ridiculously stupid for not believing that in some scenarios. I'm pretty sure it's not all scenarios, but some scenarios I'm pretty sure that's the case, that these folks were DEI hires. It's just a sad situation. It really is, because at the end of the day, I don't like seeing people struggle. I don't like seeing people being fired, losing their job, losing their livelihood, because a lot of folks cannot navigate the process of losing their job. They really can't, especially if you're a person that been living paycheck to paycheck. Maybe you are a single mom with kids, right? And, this is literally your only income, your only source of income. You may not have the father of your children that's giving child support. So literally you're the breadwinner, you're the only one making money. And then all of a sudden that income is taken up from under your feet and you have nothing to fall back on. So that can be a very, very scary situation for women. I totally understand that. I think I've seen a handful of videos that have been similar to what I'm talking about, with men talking about this thing. But here's the thing when it comes to women and men, when it comes to navigating losing a job. Now, I'm not saying that men don't, they're not upset or anything like that by not losing a job, but they don't for the most part, I'm not saying all of them, but for the most part, most men don't navigate losing a job through emotion. They navigate through losing a job through logical reasoning, right? And one of the things that they're thinking of and what's spinning in their heads when they first lose their job is like, what's going to be the next step? How can I mitigate what happened to me, right? I'm pretty sure some of them may be upset, and maybe some may be fearful, because they, like I said, it may be another situation where that was their only source of income and they lose it, and now they're like, oh shoot, like what I'm gonna do now, right? But most men that I've seen, to include myself, navigate through losing income a lot differently than women. Women navigate losing income through extreme emotion, and it makes them not think straight, right? And a lot of women will wallow in their misery when it comes to losing a job versus men, even single men that don't have no obligations to themselves, right? Men normally navigate through that thing a lot better than women do. Now, I'm not saying that women shouldn't work. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that women shouldn't have careers. But it's a scenario that I want to talk about right quick that I saw on one of these videos. And it really got me thinking. It really did. Long story short, woman was complaining about losing a job. She was crying. It was a black woman, right? And what happened? Maybe video might have been about 15 minutes, I think, something like that. And I get through half of the video, and halfway through the video, she mentioned that she has a husband, right? And I literally stopped the video after she said that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sitting here like a good about 6 or 7 minutes watching this lady, be upset, talk about losing a job and everything, trying to figure out. I mean, basically the whole first 7 minutes she's talking about what am I going to do? I have no clue what I'm going to do. It's a horrible thing that's happened. It was unexpected. I did not think that I was going to be fired. And she said she mentioned her husband. So, and then of course I watched the rest of the video because I really wanted this to see what the outcome was. And I mean, basically it was just her like really just talking about being fired and how her and her husband was going to try to navigate this thing. But in a sense, the video came off as if she was mainly the breadwinner, right? And her husband was, I'm assuming he was working too. I'm not exactly sure. She didn't say so. But it was one of those things like, if you got a husband, why are you so upset right now? Why are you so upset that it's not funny, but I mean, it's really baffling to me, really is. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to sit here and try to judge men when it comes to this because I've been in that situation myself. I've already explained that to folks on video plenty of times when it comes to 2008, how the recession literally broke my finances. And it came down to a decision to where me and my wife decided after a year of us being in Georgia that she was going to move back to Virginia, grab her old job because because her job actually was calling her this for her to come back. And she literally stayed home in Virginia for about 6 months and of course, sent money back home, right? Well, through our accounts. And I even told her to leave the two boys with me so she can have all the time that she needs to work her job, work overtime if she needs to, right? And take care of herself. She was staying with people while she was down there. And I was in the Army during this time now, right? So mind you, I was the one taking care of my two boys by myself, going to physical training in the morning, going to work, picking them up, or dropping them off at daycare, picking them up, feeding them, making sure they're good to go on the weekends, all these other things. And I'm the woman do this all the time. So I'm not complaining or anything like that, because if I really wanted to complain, I could have easily told my wife to take the kids with her down to Virginia and then, up to Virginia. And then I would have stayed in Georgia and did my thing, right? But I chose to make sure that my wife had the most comfortable position because it was my fault that we was in a bad financial situation. Even though the recession was a catalyst, but at the end of the day, it was decisions that I made earlier that put us in that situation. So because it was my fault as the husband, it was my fault as the father for us to be in that bad financial situation, I told my wife, look, go home, take your old job back, work about half a year, right? Leave the kids with me. I'm gonna take care of the kids myself, and you take care of yourself. You make sure that you make enough money to pay student loan. Whatever money that we have, we'll go ahead and put that towards debt that we have, all these other things, right? So, from a situation, from a perspective of that sense, I understand how men may feel in a situation like that, where their woman is catastrophizing and they're really upset about losing a job. But like I said, this video that this lady had created basically was making it seem like that she was the breadwinner and he may have been working, but her job basically was paying for damn near everything. And she was looked at as being the breadwinner. She was looked at as like, if I lose my job, then basically the family loses and we might be put on the street. She was extremely upset by losing her job. And I'm like, are we in a situation in this day and age where men can't save women? Now, I'm not talking about men just going out and just randomly saving women. I'm talking about like you are literally in a relationship, boyfriend and girlfriend or husband and wife. hopefully husband and wife, you know what I'm saying? Boyfriend and girlfriend is like kind of like playing house to a certain degree, you know what I'm saying? Like, I tell my boys and I'll tell my daughter when she gets old enough, and I'm saying that, doing that, living with each other before you get married is for the birds. It really is. It's not a good look at all, in my opinion. It's not a good look. But I'm mainly talking about married couples, right? And I know in my situation, like I can't really, it's hard for me to feel sympathy for the guy, right? Because your wife is up here on, and like I said, she was married. Your wife is up here on camera crying and screaming, literally, about losing her job. And what kind of security net did you that you create in your marriage that is so bad that your wife had to get on camera to complain and holler and scream about losing a job? She was terrified of what the future was going to hold because she didn't have a job anymore. I don't know how her husband felt about that, or even if he even saw that video. But if I saw that video and my wife had did that, I would have to do a huge reevaluation of myself. Like seriously, like that would really, 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 really bother me. It really would. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. Women are losing their jobs by the droves right now. They really are. And they're up here on video complaining, hollering and screaming. And I'm sitting here like, if you got a man, if you got a husband, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. If you got a husband and you're up here hollering and screaming about losing a job, that means that something is off. Something is off, y'all. It really is. You know what I'm saying? Because, as husbands, we're supposed to be the safety net of our families. We're supposed to be we're supposed to put ourselves in a situation to where, like, even if y'all going 50-50, if your wife loses her job, you should be able to give her enough comfort to tell her and to make her feel that, that it's going to be okay, right? We may have to make some changes in the finances or whatever, but don't worry. Don't be upset. Don't be terrified. I'm your husband. I got you. I got you and our family. If we had kids, I got you. Don't worry about it. If I had to work 3 jobs, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm good to go. Don't worry about it. We good. And a lot of these women that came up here on camera talking about losing a job, I'm pretty sure they don't have that. They don't have that safety net at all. They don't. Here's the thing when it comes to to women and men, once again, about losing a job and about men and women navigating the job market and just the workspace in general. When men are put in a situation to where their backs up against the wall and they're in threat of losing a job, they do lose a job, or they get it, or they have a pay cut, or something that's going to affect their life or their livelihood. A lot of men anticipate these things. They really do. And they put themselves in a situation where, if it happens, then they're able to navigate that thing without being in a situation where they just can't think straight. And I'm not saying that all men are like this, but most men are like this because because most men are raised in an environment where we understand that the world don't care about us like that. So we have to create provision for ourselves. We can't trust anybody to do things for us. We have to always be in a situation where we do things for ourselves and put ourselves in the best position possible, and and create wealth for ourselves, create security for ourselves. Get education, all of these things, because we understand that if we don't provide value to society and to people, then people don't give a damn about us, right? We have to provide value to people and to society and to ourselves. That's how most men are raised, and as far as the environment we're raised in. Your parents may not have raised you to think like that, but I'm telling you, once you get out there in the real world, you're gonna understand that men are not we're not cared for like that. We're just not. If you don't provide anything, if you don't provide any value to folks, in society as a whole, people don't care nothing about you at all. They don't. Men understand this. So I really think that men are able to navigate stuff like that a lot better, right? Most men could care less about their livelihood being changed. Hell, you got men that have been broke down so much that they're on the streets, and they're still able to live. They're still able to navigate life. And for the most part, a lot of times they even have the skill set to even bounce themselves back. right? Men we don't falter when it comes to falling down and then trying to get back up. But most women, if they don't have a safety net, when they fall hard. And they don't know how to get back up. They don't. They just don't. When I see single women out here working, they don't have a man. They have their own house. They're doing a lot of things for themselves. One of the things that I think about is that if everything was taken away from you right now, without it being your fault, right? Like literally, like something bad happened and like you literally lost everything. Could you survive? Would your emotions take over? Would you be in a situation to where you felt like you couldn't live anymore because of how bad things got for you, right? Because of how because of the emotional stress you would have. Most women can't function without having some type of safety net. This is the reason why sugar daddies are always in always in employment. Y'all don't think that? This is the reason why sugar daddies will never go away. That's one of the main reasons, because it's security. Women need security. Women need security. They do. And when you have single women out here losing jobs, when their security is compromised, it's a serious, serious thing for them. It really is, because they don't know how, a lot of women don't know how to navigate that thing. They just don't. They don't know how to navigate it. So I'm not saying that I'm saying like, where's your man at when women get in this position? I'm just sitting here thinking like, my God, like you really, really, really don't understand or don't know what to do once you lose your job. And it's a really, really sad situation. It really is, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not exactly sure what the solution is, honestly, you know what I'm saying? Because, feminism and women's lib, those other things have told women that they can do things on their own without having assistance. And if women choose to do that, then so be it. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to sit here and advocate women to just go out and just get any kind of man to have a safety net. I'm not saying that at all, because there are a lot of trash men out here, right? So I'm never going to advocate for women to just intentionally go out there and try to find a man because they need that security. I'm not going to say that at all. But I do believe that a lot of women will put themselves in the best position possible if they did have a man, they took care of them, and they had that safety net. When my wife got pregnant with my daughter back in 2017, my daughter was born early, right? So, in the past, my wife had worked, and I tried my best to make sure that I didn't use her money to pay bills, but there were some times, it's just like I said earlier in the video when I said she went back to Virginia to start working. There have been some times in our marriage where I had to use her money to pay major bills, right? And every single time it broke me. It really did mentally, because I'm like, my wife should not have to go through this struggle. This is not what she signed up for. You know what I'm saying? So I made a decision for myself that once I got myself on my feet, that I would never put my wife in that situation again. So my wife was working a job during the time she got pregnant. And I told my wife straight up, I told her that once our daughter is born, that you don't have to work. Like, go on your paternal leave, but your maternal leave, but don't worry about, getting a job. We good to go. You know what I'm saying? Don't stress yourself. Take care of our daughter. And outside of her full consultation job that she's had within the last couple of months, my wife hasn't worked a conventional job since 2017. I'm gonna say that again. Since my wife has had this full consultation job over the last couple of months here, my wife has not worked a conventional job since 2017. The year right now is 2025. She has not worked a job. And I've been able to take care of all the bills and take care of everything financially on my own. My wife has been able to live in her femininity, and she's been able to do what she wanted to do. Most of these women that's on these videos complaining about losing their job, one of the things I'm pretty sure that has crossed their mind is that I wish I was in a situation to where I could do what I wanted to do. As far as having money that I have to work for, right? Or being in a relationship where I can rest in my femininity and rest in my man and not have to worry about paying major bills. Don't have to stress about worrying about keeping a job. Just basically just take care of myself, take care of the kids, and basically have to worry about money. So there's a lot of men out here that are really financially not able to save their woman. And I can't make any excuses for it. I really can't, because at the end of the day, we have to make sure we put ourselves in the best position possible. I'm talking about men, right? We have to be in position to make sure that our wives are taken care of monetarily. We have to. That's part of our job as being a husband, as being a man, right? So anyways, drop the comments in the comment section below. Let me know what y'all think. I know this video is kind of like all over the place, but I wanted to, to give my interpretation and my spiel on this, basically this epidemic right now when it comes to women losing their jobs. Single women. Most of the women are single women that don't have anything to fall back on. And these women are crashing out. They're crashing out. They're in a bad mental state, and it's only going to get worse before it get better. So only thing I can say is that, I'm definitely praying that, that things get better for you guys. I really am. But if you're a single woman watching this video right now and you lost your job, only thing I can tell you is that try to navigate your emotions a lot better than what you may have been doing right now, right? Your emotions are going to keep you from getting a good job, for trying to find a good job. You cannot be concerned about being depressed. You're broke right now. You don't have time to be depressed. You don't have time to be in your emotions. The only time you have right now is to get on your job and try to find a job, because catastrophizing and wallowing in your misery is going to have you on the streets. It's a sad situation, it really is, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully, if you're married, you're not feeling this way, because that is a bad look. It really is. But anyways, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. You want me to discuss a topic or subject you think is beneficial to your channel, email me at asog757@gmail.com. My email address, send a description below. Say SOG, signing out. I'm gone.